Lawrence Mejia of the Pugilist Place. We're here with Jesse Lobito Gonzalez. How you doing, Jesse?
Good, how about you?
We are fantastic. We're happy to be with you here today at Raincross Barbershop on your media day. So, a couple questions I want to ask you about today. Tell us about little Lobito. Tell us about your life growing up as a young man and your family.
I was born in Santa Ana, California, and I didn't really start boxing at a young age. My dad would do mitts with me at home just to know how to fight so I could defend myself. And then at like 16, that's when I wanted to take it serious and start competing and fight. And I had my first fight at 16. And we moved out here to Riverside. And Riverside's been good to us with boxing. It's helping a lot.
Do you have brothers and sisters? You're an only child?
I have a little brother and a stepsister and a sister, Mia. And then Brian Gonzalez.
How old are they?
They're both 10 years old.
Okay, so they're a good deal younger than you. Are they? Do they want to follow in your footsteps and box?
My little brother, he's playing soccer right now, and then I think in the future he was gonna start boxing, but he doesn't know it yet. And then my sister, I think in the future she's gonna train, and maybe she'll get into it too.
What's that like being an older brother?
It feels good because they look up to me. And I feel good.
Sometimes it's tough. You have to go through all the things first, and you have the first experience stuff, but they definitely will look up to you. So you mentioned that your father was the first person to take you in a gym and introduce you to the sport of boxing. Talk to us about that. Your first time into a gym, the first time getting punched in the face for the first time. Talk to us about some of those things.
The first time I went to the gym, I felt like, because there was like, you know how there's always those people that are like the best ones at the gym. I don't like feeling like I was like the beginner. I wanted to be one of the best ones, and I slowly started sparring. After I got hit, I really liked it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I wanted to keep going, and then I slowly built up, I think, from sparring, and with that helped me a lot to be one of the
So that's interesting. You almost immediately wanted to be the best at boxing, and it's also interesting that I asked that question to a lot of fighters, and some are like, "No, man, I hated it. It was the worst getting punched in the face." And then some are really like, they get angry and they want to come back stronger. So you were the one that wanted to come back stronger and be the...
I don't like to feel like I'm getting beat up. I don't like that feeling.
Were you intimidated? Like, I know there's like the sound of speed bag and the mitts and like, you know, the thumping sound you go into a gym. Were you intimidated by that at all?
At first I was a little nervous because I didn't really know how to I didn't know how to hit the speed bag, double end bag or anything. But after I did it for about a good month, then I started getting it down and then
started getting the hang of it.
Yeah.
I think it was Oscar De La Hoya who said his relatives would match the cousins up, or him and his cousins up at family functions, and I think he got like hit and he was embarrassed and he was crying, and that's when his dad's like, "Hey, like we're gonna go to the gym, we're gonna toughen you up." So it's always interesting those formative years in a boxing gym. So you're a student at Patriot High School.
Yeah. Shout
out to the Warriors, right?
Yeah.
It's not easy to be a student. It's not easy to be a boxer. How do you balance the physical demands of being a aspiring boxer and then the academic demands of being a high school student?
I do all my schoolwork first, and then I start to train, and I'm really cool with everyone, all my teachers, everyone. I actually invited a couple teachers to come today.
Oh, cool.
And they posted it up in the room and everything.
Really?
Yeah.
You have the posters and everything?
Yeah.
Oh, right on. So you're able to manage that and make it work. Do you play any other sports at Patriot?
I used to play baseball, but I never played in high school.
Okay.
Growing up.
So like through the like middle school.
Travel ball and.
What position did you play?
Catcher.
Interesting. So do you follow sports outside of boxing and like football, baseball, anything like that?
I was following baseball for a little bit, but then after I got like serious with boxing, everything just went out and just boxing.
You went into tunnel vision.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you have any teams like are you a Angels or Dodgers fan?
For baseball, I had to pick the Angels because I was born in Orange County, and
that's right.
And then football, if I had to pick, the Cowboys.
All right. Well, there's a whole like most sports fans are like local. They'll say like, "Oh, I like the Angels or Dodgers or the Kings or Ducks." But football, it's like all out in the air because a generation of kids or people didn't have a sports team here. But that's right. Keep it not bad to like the Angels. So and also you mentioned David Benavidez is one of your favorite boxers, right? We have recently, over the past year, have experienced a slate of boxing tragedies. We just recently had Patrick Day pass away in the boxing ring, and the list goes on and on. How do you grapple with that? Being a young man in the sport, making a name for yourself, amateur fighter, how do you grapple with that inherent danger to boxers every time you step in the ring? What goes through your mind, and what do you have to do in order to get yourself to move past that and perform?
Knowing the risks, of course, because every time you step in the ring, there's always a risk that you could go down and something tragic could happen. And just knowing that in your head while you're fighting is good to know, but not really too worried about it, or else something bad could happen.
Right. So to worry too much about it, that negative thing probably seems to be more likely to happen. So you just put it in a place and then try to go about your business. Yes, it's hard not to consider that, given how frequently we've experienced these tragedies, and it seems to be an unfortunate, terrible aspect of the sport. This great sport that we all love and watch and celebrate. So you have recently started working with notable Riverside area trainer Henry Ramirez. Talk to us about how that relationship. Well, talk to us first about how the relationship got started and how that's been so far.
My dad, he actually, his buddy Charles Bosicker, shout out to Charles. He actually got us a day to go work with Henry to do mitts and do a workout with them, and I liked it. I think Henry liked it too, and from there we just started going every day, and now he's my coach.
Right. Are there any things that you guys are specifically working on right now in particular?
A lot more of my technique, because before I used to be a little bit wild, but recently we've been starting working a lot more technique, and I've been getting the hang of a lot of stuff.
How do you he's an incredibly funny guy. How do you enjoy that entertainment in the gym?
It's really cool because everyone right there, it's all good vibes. Everyone's really cool. We joke around with each other, but when it's time to train, we take it serious.
Who are some of the guys? I know you're sparring with Louis Lopez. Who are some of the other guys inside Raincross Boxing Academy that you're sparring with?
My buddy Jesus, he's about 165. That's what he fights at. He's a really cool kid. He goes to my school too. And Louis Lopez, and there's a couple kids that go to the gym too that are a little my weight or heavier. Right. And there's another kid named Jose. He's really good too.
And you mentioned that they're kind of paying it forward, kind of cueing you in on some things, presenting some learning opportunities. Louis and Oscar Torres, right? That's a wealth of knowledge. Oscar's been in there with Chris Arreola. Louis been in there with Josecito Lopez. I mean, those are some incredible sparring partners to have. So, big tournament coming up, Oxnard, California. You have the National Qualifier Tournament.
Yeah.
I know you're excited about it. Tell us, how excited are you and all about that tournament?
I'm really excited. I can't wait to go fight. I really want a ranking. I've wanted that since I started too. Because there's some kids I spar with that are ranked, and I want to know how it feels to be ranked.
Right.
That's what I've wanted for so long. Can't wait to fight.
You headlined one of the first. So you headlined the amateur section of the first professional amateur fight card here in Riverside in 30 years. You were in a tough fight against I think it was Jesus Beltran from Colton, California. What are some, it was an all-action fight. What are some things that you learned from that bout that you will take with you and that will make you a better fighter down the road?
To establish a good jab. Because the first round, I felt good. I was doing my thing, but I was trying to box him more, and that wasn't working. But the second round, it was just load down and go all out.
Yeah, you guys just went at it.
Yeah.
All action, entertaining fight. So you're amateur fighter, local area fighter. You're this big gathering is surrounding you. What's the number one thing that you want people to know about you as a young man and as a young professional amateur fighter?
that I'm a humble person. I want to be a people's champ. I like the people are more important.
That you care about the
Yeah.
people and your fans. That's. I think when fighters understand that and may take time for their fans, you know, they're the ones who are better off because of it. Well, thank you so much, Lobito. We
Thank you.
appreciate the time always. We wish you nothing but success in your upcoming tournament in Oxnard, and as always, thank you for the time.
Thank you.